गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितम् कपितजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम्.
Good morning. I am Dr. Mohan Chennai. I want you to see this movie. The subject is education. You see, there is a crisis growing in the lives of parents and children because of various changes that have occurred in the world. A man could depend upon his sons and spend his old age in the company of his children and grandchildren in comfort. But do the children help the parents in their old age? Some children do, but many do not. Once the son gets married, he and his wife will have so much expenditure that the responsibility of looking after his parents becomes too costly for him. He cannot set aside any money to look after his parents. This is a situation all of us have to think over. When there appeared birth control methods after the Second World War, then began the period of smaller families. And now it is not uncommon to find small families, and finding any couple with more than 3 children is rare.
This one child or 2 children, whether male or female, will have to bear the responsibility of looking after the parents in their old age. It is imperative that the child does not forsake the parents when he grows up. The parents have to plan the future of their offspring in such a way that this bond and relationship is sustained for the benefit of all the society.
The parents spend their lives to bring up the children and provide them education, so that when they move out, they are able to earn their livelihood and settle down in comfort in their lives. But many of the boys, after they reach the age of 18 or 20, stop listening to the advice of their fathers. If the father wants to discipline his son and make him follow his advice,
such as in selecting his son's career, whether the son should stop education after certain class and join him in his trade, or help him in agriculture in his estate or land, then the son may not agree with his father.
We have to bring back our family into a useful unit for all, but especially for the grandparents. Now the fathers are thinking deeply and wondering if they should work so hard to make more and more money to give their sons an education, but in turn get abused and neglected by the sons in their old age. Should they continue with this costly education by which they are going to end up losing security of peace and tranquility in their old age? If that is the case, it is necessary for us to make specific plan not to fall into this endless gorge of hopelessness. We have to reclaim our lives and our future. The problem lies not in our sons, but in the system of education we have been following. At present, a child enters a school where the parent will have to shell out large amount of money right from the beginning for tuition, for books, for uniform and for transportation. When he completes 5 costly years, he has attained the age of 10 and learned how to read and write and all the useful skills like naming the days of the week, names of the months of the year, and add and subtract and multiply and divide numbers. He can read books and newspapers. There were surveys conducted, one of which done in Uttarakhand region of UP has the following findings, and I think these are applicable to India in general. There is contradiction regarding the role of education, whether getting a job or whether to become a good person. Education should not only make a person fit to obtain a job, but also make him honest, committed, kind, considerate, and helpful. What good is education if it does not encourage taking up a traditional career like agriculture and business, but only prepares for a job? Education should not make one feel inferior to do manual labor and must teach dignity of labor. Encourage self-employment over the jobs. Schools should teach the students values and ethics to help the child to become good human beings.
The schools should teach the students values and ethics to help the child to become good human beings.
They should learn not to steal, not break locks and commit robbery and theft, not lie and not cheat. They should learn not to be greedy, not become selfish, control anger and avoid bad habits by not being in bad company, not indulging in vices like drinking, smoking, gambling, etc. The schools should stress on livelihood rather than passing examinations and getting degrees. They should be made to return to their traditional occupations like farming, animal husbandry, shopkeeping, blacksmithy, masonry, etc. All manual work should be made to feel superior and not just the clerkship or accountant's work or government office jobs. Working with machines may be encouraged, but working with hands should not be denigrated. The survey says that the literate children are less responsible towards their less literate parents and elders.
The Uttarakhand survey says that the literate children are less responsible towards their elders,
while the illiterate or less literate children are more responsible towards their parents and elders.
The illiterate or less literate children are more responsible towards their parents and elders.
The illiterate have less respect for the elderly, answer rudely, do what pleases them, orders people older than him or her, and uses more abusive language. The literate person is selfish and greedy and wants good things such as food, clothes and lifestyle, and aspires for consumer items and imitates the West. He is prone to individualism and has greater tendency to develop the habit of drinking liquor, smoke, gamble and see films and generally spend a lot of money on entertainment.
The literate young couple of today have so many new expenses. From where will they find any money for taking care of their elderly parents?